Thank you to Moft, my go-to phone case and accessory designers, for sponsoring this video. Want to know how to make your iPhone or iPad look like this, or maybe even dark and light modes that change with the time of day, like this? Hi, it's Simon, and yes, in this video, I'll show you how you can create your own minimal iPhone or iPad design language in iOS 18 and iPadOS 18 with a step-by-step guide to truly customizing a minimal home screen aesthetic. But why bother, you ask? Well, sure, it looks awesome, and it gives a much calmer and more coherent aesthetic to something that I look at every day. But much more usefully, it helps me focus better in a load of ways. I can hide app notifications and badges, minimize distractions and the draw of those social media apps. Oh, and it means other people find it very hard to use your phone. Love it. Now, it was great to see Apple finally embracing some new customization options with the release of iOS 18. It included some more flexible icon placement like this, but let's be honest, it's still kind of a mess of different icons with a filter over it, right? So I decided to make these icons, and by the end of this video, you will know how to set up a custom light and dark mode view on your iPhone with focus modes, disappear the iPhone dock with a super clean look, add custom icons using Apple shortcuts, custom widgets with Widgy, including my templates to them, and automate the focus modes to turn on and off at a certain time of day. And yes, before you say it, I recognize Apple still makes this more involved than on Android, but hey, it's the option we've got. Once we've done it, it looks amazing on an iPhone, and well, this is what we got to do. So you won't believe how many people ask me about my phone now I've done this. And before we jump into the customization guide, I'm happy to tell you that this year I'm releasing the new and updated packs of our celebrated minimal icon and cover packs, as well as extending them to now 192 icon options, including the Google Suite, Microsoft Suite, and a load of my favorite apps like Endel, ChatGPT, Arc Browser, Notion Calendar, and all the rest. Each pack comes with a dark and light mode, some come with more, there's matching wallpapers, and some will actually disappear the dock. And I've also got a bunch of matching Widgy widget templates that really set the designs off. My favorite pack, well, it's got to be this physical buttons pack inspired by the design language of good old Dieter Rams. Oh, and there is a pack in the Notion colorways for you Notion obsessives that want to match your workspace to your phone. You can download them all at bettercreating.com right now, and this video is a guide on how to set them up. So here we go, my complete guide to creating a beautiful, minimal, custom aesthetic on your Apple devices. Okay, let's begin. Now, because I've had my phone customized for so long, I've had to kind of mock up what your phone might look like. You've probably got a bit more on there, but I don't know if you're aware, if you hold your finger on an icon or hold your finger on the screen, you'll get options. You can click edit and you can start to do different things like customizing things. So this is the option to do all those kind of large and small icons. Going large hides the titles, which is quite nice. And then you've also got these options to kind of tint things, go dark mode, light mode. But I just want to avoid all of that. I do quite like that large version. So maybe you'd like to do that, but you've got the options. But if you hold your finger on one of the icons, you'll then get these options of edit home screen. Click edit home screen, and that would allow you to move icons around, apps around as you need them. And let's say that you didn't want to have one of these on here. I could get rid of Safari by clicking the minus sign and click remove from home screen. You're not deleting the app. You would just clear it, touch it again, it goes. And then if you scroll over, there's a couple of other options. There is your app library. So you've always got that. So if you wanted to, you could strip this right down to kind of having nothing on the home screen. There's some nice Notion widgets I like using. And obviously I've got stuff in the dock. So the first thing I want us to do is look at wallpapers. If you want to, you have the options here. If you hold your hand on here and click edit and then go to edit pages, you can see all of the pages that you have created. Now these are all my different customized options, and you can select which ones you show by focus mode. Automatically, they're probably all showing at the moment. But if I wanted to, for example, hide the one that I had, the second page, I can click that, click done, and then you'll see it's gone. So I can do it again. If I wanted to hide the widgets, edit pages, we'll find the widget page, hide that in this view, click done, and now it's simply that homepage. So that's a great place to start. So what it means is you don't have to delete any apps, you can just start with new pages, which is a really good way to do this. What I would say is the one thing you will want to do is take icons out of the dock, because if I go into here and switch from personal to one of my design modes, say Rams mode, you will see that those non-customized items are still in the dock, and that's the only thing you can't change. So if we go back to the standard personal mode, you're probably just in a standard mode at the moment. What I could do is either drag these out into this page so that the dock is clear, as you can see, and then when I switch back to my new mode, so just for you to see what I mean, it's clear. And obviously it's the wallpaper that's rather cleverly getting rid of the dock because it's matching the color. Pretty cool. So that's part one. Something just to be aware of. Let's just go back to our kind of standard personal mode. Let's say that was your normal home screen. I would take your shortcuts app, which is this one, hold your finger on it, drag it, and drop it in the dock, because you're going to need that a lot for this process. The first thing I want to do, I'm just going to swipe down and find files, click into files, find the files that I have downloaded, icon packs, and I'm going to go into physical button icon packs, and there's my backgrounds. And with all of these backgrounds, I'm just going to let a few of these download. We're going to work on the dark grey version. So I'm just going to download that item and I'm going to click share, and I'm going to save the image into my photos. And while we're doing that, why don't we just, for example, you could have all mid grey, you could have mid to pale grey. The mid to pale grey is the one that disappears the dock. So I'm going to also just save that one as an image. Great. So there's my examples, and you'll see within that pack, depending on the packs, there's different versions, but I've also got iPad versions of these. So I'm going to come back out, and now let's create a wallpaper. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can lock your home screen, hold your finger on it, and you can click customize, and we can create edits of the different versions. So I want us to create a dark mode version. So we're going to click add new, and you can obviously see all the existing versions, but I'm going to look in photos, click all. There's some rather fun pictures of me that I was taking at Apple today. I don't think we'll use those. What we'll see here is that dark screen. So we're going to click that and drop it in. Here you can add any widgets that you might want. So I, for example, might want to see my rings, the ChatGPT and Endel, for example. I might want those in there. You can click and edit all of the sizes and different things of your text as you need. I'm actually going to start matching. Let's just find an orange color because we're working with orange in this Rams mode, something like that, an orangey red. Great. And you can see you've got these black and white natural duotone. Just leave it as it is. Don't do anything to it. And we're going to add it. So currently it's for both, but you might want to jump in here, customize home screen, and remove the blur so that it's nice and clean. If we go back into wallpapers, we have now got all of these options here. And if you wanted to make your main home page the thing you've created, this is the one we have created, you can just click set as current. But I'm not going to do that. I am going to customize the home page because I want to change the image to be, well, why don't we go for this slightly different pepper shot? I'm going to put pepper in there like that. And this one, I do want to go black and white because I think that's quite good fun. So there's the new home screen. We can be happy with that. Click done. I'm going to customize the second one and pick a photo for the home page. Go to all and click the thing we've selected. Click done. Make sure blur is off. So if you pair, you're going to have the same. But if you want a new image, you just select the photo you've got and we'll click done. So now we should see we have a homepage image and we have a customized background. Fantastic. So next, we need to link this to a focus mode. So what you're going to do is you're going to swipe down top right, click on focus modes, and in this area, I've got my Rams mode, but I want to now create a new focus mode, and I'm going to call this one custom. You can give it a logo, and we're going to call this Rams dark mode. Why don't we go wintry? Nice. Click next. So you can then customize the focus and do all of those kind of things like intelligent quietening down and all of that. Don't worry about that for now, but what we do want to do is choose our customized screen. So we're going to click choose, and you're going to find the lock screen that you created. There it is. Click that and click done. And this allows you to choose your home screen page. For now, I'm just going to choose the page that we already have. And there it is. We're done. So let's go back out. Let's now select RAM's dark mode. And you'll see we've gone to that mode. I'm just going to check. If you turn that to dark mode, so this little thing will change it between the phone's dark and light mode. For now, we want dark mode on, and we can see what it will look like. So there is our kind of clean phone. Now, to create a new page, I'm just going to drag this into the next page, and you'll have yourself a new page. Great. Okay, so you have created your dark mode view. You now need to repeat that for your light mode view. If you want to create that, you would do the same thing. So we would go back to the home page, hold your finger on it, to edit, click customize, and you can create a new one in here, but I'm going to just select an example. This is a home page I've used the cover on the front page. What's nice is you can, drop the same cover in. I've just got a clean dark gray cover from the physical pack here, so you can see the dock in it if you choose to do that. And then that essentially looks like this. So we can open it up and it's pretty clean. So just adding those already makes a difference. Great, so there is my light and dark mode created. So let's now look at how to add icons to your pages using shortcuts. But first, I want to show you why, after trying them for the last year or so on my iPhone 15, it's these cases from Moft that have become my go-to phone accessories, along with their other bits and bobs, like this thing, and I think they're the best on the market. So first, the Movas case has got this kind of premium tactile feel. It's very reassuring. It's got a lovely vegan leather material. Now, whilst nothing beats holding the iPhone on its own, I've got to say that this is the closest and most lovely version of a case I've found to match that lovely, sleek, lightweight feel. It's really well built, it seems really well protected, and I'm really enjoying that it's got that right amount of grip without adding bulk. And honestly, once you put it on, you kind of forget that it's there. It's really that good. And I especially like how they have solved the cutout for the new camera control on the iPhone 16s. Super clean, really strong, it's not affecting the case, and I think it looks really smart. Now, if you follow the channel, you've likely spotted this thing before. It's Moft's invisible tripod. It's the smallest, most versatile tripod I've ever used. And it's not your traditional tripod. I didn't expect to like it, and it's kind of fantastic. I just haven't taken it off my phone for about a year and a half. Plus, I really like this kind of minimal design. It's got that multi-function tool thing going on. It's really good just to kind of prop your phone up in various ways for video calls, watching content on the go. But I've been surprised how often I also use this, say, on a table or on a wall to quickly capture videos or photos when I want to do it. And what's really cool is in this new latest version of it, Moft have also added a rather cool 2-card holder as part of it. That's the one thing I think it was missing. Something like your ID, maybe a certain card that you don't want to put on your phone, and it keeps it all together without having to have a wallet. I found this to be super durable over the time I've had it. This is my old version, and genuinely, it's just as strong and as effective as it was when I got it a year and a half ago. Okay, I probably need to give it a clean, but that's my own fault. So these things have that satisfying snap. I like it for fidgeting with, and there's a great range of thoughtful color options to mix and match like I've done here. So if you're looking for a smart, minimalist accessory to elevate your collection of tech for maybe your phone, your iPad, and all the rest, then I do recommend Moft to do just that. Check out my links in the description for the best deals below. So first of all, let me show you the basics of adding new icons. We're going to do it here in this little page. So we're going to click on the Shortcuts app. I would go to All Shortcuts, and I would click the little plus button in the top right. I want to add an app, so I'm going to search here for Open App. There it is. Click it. That is the essential system you're going to need, and you want to find what you want to open. I'm going to do an example of Google Drive because I haven't done that yet, and it's a new one in the pack that I've created. The first thing you want to do is rename this and just call it what it is. Now look, first of all, yes, this is way more complex already than if you do this on Android. But this is what we've got and we're gonna work with it. And once you get the hang of it, you can duplicate them and just change the app names. It's pretty simple to do. It took me an hour or so to do the whole homepage. It's worth it once you get into a rhythm. You're then gonna click the little button at the top and you're gonna click Add to Home Screen and you'll see these options. So you have the option, if you don't wanna use a pack, just to pick any of these. You know, you could search files, for example, like this, or maybe this, and you could then select a color that you want it to be, but we're going to use a custom icon. So we're going to click this button and we're going to choose a photo and we're going to choose it from file and go into the packs that you'll have downloaded, whatever they are, and use them. So in this, we're using my physical buttons pack, and the background that we're going to be working with is the dark gray. So we've got options of dark grey with red as our kind of pop of colour. I don't want to do that for Drive. And we've got dark grey as our main option. So I'm going to, in here, going to search for Drive. Click on the folder that we're currently on. There it is. And we see it comes up. That's the one I want. Click it, add it. Now, I will also, with this, I would like to, if you're going to keep them small and don't want titles, remember to delete the title here for a nice clean look. Click Add. And from here, you will see that the icon is dropped in. Now, of course, it doesn't look right, but if we now go to the focus mode we created, which is Ram's dark mode, we can see there that our page is selected and the image is in the top right-hand corner. Now that we've got a custom icon in there, I can move this back, drop it in here, and potentially what we do is we go into Ram's mode, click on the dots, click on settings, Ram's dark mode, and in terms of editing the pages, we can just hide the one that we're using to hold it. So now we should just have that one page for dark mode selected, and maybe I'm going to pick this other one that I made earlier, click done, come back out. Great, there you go. So now we have our 2 pages and some examples of what we might want to build. Now, I would like to change this to dark mode so it looks clean. That's how the dot disappears. Don't worry about that for now because you're not going to have to do that yourself later. Now, if we go to the light mode version, we can see a kind of completed version. Now, I just want to show you one other item you might want to do, which is a custom shortcut. So let's click into here, click done on that. And I've got a couple in here which I made for Notion. And if you want to check out my custom shortcuts for Notion that they've recently released, you should check this out in a little bit. Create a new one. And in here, just search for an app like Notion. You'll see what options there are. And they've got a bunch of cool things like create a document without opening it, search Notion AI and all of that. So you would find that, select the one you wanted, and you can fill it in as you might like to do. So here is my Ask Notion shortcut. If I click in here, it just asks the question to Notion AI each time. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add it to the home screen, and you do it in exactly the same way. And then that means that you have options to do custom items, like in this one, I am jumping to my quick drop inbox in Notion for quick notes that I want to do on the go. So there is lots of ways to use this. So, you know, there's open Notion calendar, and then we've got the usual things like jumping to ChatGPT. Cool. So it's worth saying that you can also, if you look within these icon packs, there are a bunch of things within here. Now, some of them are specific apps, right? Like ChatGPT, but I've also within the packs added just options like shopping or a clock or a circle. So if you did just want to use kind of custom buttons for hidden things that you want to do, or maybe apps that are really bespoke to you that don't happen to fall within this pack, we've tried to kind of create more customized shortcut looks so that it all blends together within them. A good example being something like, say, if you've got a Tesla and I didn't create you a Tesla item, there's a car button that you could use instead. Or maybe there's a motorbike and you want to link it to a motorbike. So there are a bunch of cool things in here, but if you do want to just use custom icons for certain tasks, you can do that. So let's say that we wanted to add a less known app. Maybe it's a specific bank like Plum Okay, I can go into here. This is banking. So I'm going to add it to the home screen. We're going to delete this like that. I'm going to go to here, choose the file. We're doing the dark version. So we're going to go back, find dark gray. And I'm just going to look up money. There's a card, or we could do bank. There's some good options there. Okay, maybe I like the savings one here, these little coins. I'm going to select that and add it to the home screen. And just while we're here, I'm just going to rename it because it was for something else. There you go. And we can see that it has dropped in, and we can set it where we want to set it. I'm going to just have this really simply in the bottom right. And that's it. That's all I want. Let's say that's all I wanted within my dark mode view. So once you've put all of those in, you've got all of the icons you want in, I would propose that you do drop a shortcuts one in there. So you've got it in your design if you want to update it later. That means you can then select this and edit home screen. Don't delete the app, remove app from home screen. There you go. And then you've got a nice clean look when we jump between them. Now, I hope you're enjoying this guide. Make sure to hit the thumb icon below this video if you are. Terrible. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because there's loads more great ideas, tools and tech on making your life a bit easier on the channel soon. So next, I'm going to show you how to automate those focus modes so that they turn on and off at a certain time of day. And we're even going to link your phone's light and dark mode to them so that it automatically changes. Pretty cool. And we will add some Widgy widgets that we can customize from our templates, drop into the look, and it all kind of seamlessly sits together. Okay, the next thing we want to do is automate between light and dark mode. So there's a couple of things we're going to do. First of all, go into your focus modes and let's edit the RAM's dark mode. Click the little dots and you're going to go to settings. Now within this, the first thing you want to set up is a filter. So you're going to add a filter, and I want to filter down here these options. So with dark mode, maybe you want that to be your evening thing and you want it to be turning silent mode on. So you could add that filter. Okay. But the big filter you really need to do is set to dark. Dark mode, set to dark, add. That's all you need. And that will now mean that if we now jump into here, and you'll see that we're currently in light mode because the dock is blurred in. If we then go to RAM's dark mode, you will see that that is now automatically changing the dark mode setting, as you can see there. Fantastic. So if we do the same with your light mode, you would go into RAM's mode, settings, and make sure that your dark mode setting is enabled and set to light. Same thing. And maybe here you want to change silent mode off, for example. But there's loads of other things you can do in here. You can add customized interventions from my app 1sec. So I could add those onto the thing, the filter. So you could block Instagram on this version. Pretty cool. I've got that. But my favorite thing to do with this is this smart activation. So we're going to set up smart activation as well now. So if we jump back out, RAM's mode dark and settings, and I want smart activation here, we're going to turn it on. So that would just do it automatically based on signals like location and all of that. I don't want to really do that. I want to use add a schedule. So we're going to set a time or location or app. So for example, you could actually set this now so that when you arrive at work, it goes into dark mode. Really powerful stuff. So you would just click location. My locations are set up on there, so I want to show you those, and then it would do it. Fantastic. But we're going to go with time, and you can select the days, dark mode, how you want. For example, I want to set it to come on in the evening from 6 p.m. Actually, it's getting dark earlier now. Why don't we say 5 p.m.? And I want it to run until 8 a.m. every single day. There you go. That's your schedule set up. And what that means is it will automatically jump at that time to what you want. So automatic light and dark modes are set up. If we click in here and look at my settings for my RAM's mode here, you can see we've got a schedule set from 9 a.m. to, let's just change that so it's slightly different, to 5. And we'll make this one 8 a.m. So that's now lined up as we want. We're all good to go. I think this is a really great addition that they've added to focus modes, and it really makes this customization thing so much easier. Now, we should talk about pop-ups, because it's been a thing for a long time that when you press one of these, there is a pop-up, right? There were lots of workarounds that you could set with automations to stop it. Apple have blocked every single one. There is no way to do it. The good news, if you have Dynamic Island like I do, if you watch the island here, when I click it, it's now very, very minimal. So click the button. There's a little moment, but it's very hidden. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that, and you should be aware of it. Let's just jump back to light mode. So this is my clean, minimal icon pack to show you how simple you can make it. This matches an icon to a background so that you don't see the edges of the icon. That's a pretty cool look. Now there's one more thing that you might want to do, which is create a little folder. Yeah, you create folders by taking an app, editing the home screen and dropping one onto the other. And you'll see that we have a folder there, but it's called bookmarks. And there's literally nothing I can do with this. If we click in and delete the title, it comes back. You have to have something in it. So how have I got that to be completely clean without a title? What we're putting in to that is, if we hold this down into here, there is actually something. If I copy it, come back out and drop it into here, now it works. So what's going on there? Well, that is called a blank Unicode character. So if I now jump into Google and search blank Unicode character, you should find empty white space characters. Let's have a little look here. That is a Unicode character in there. So I'm going to click and hold and copy it. We can then go into our bookmark here. Let's say it was like that. You can delete it, paste your Unicode character in, and you are all set. Pretty cool if you want to be able to do that. These are Widgy widgets, and they, I think, complete the look. So if you want to add a Widgy widget, you'll need to open Widgy. Within here, you can import. If I click import, and I'm going to allow myself to import, and click import Widgy files, go into the pack that I created, which you'll find here, Widgets. What you want in my pack is my Widgy widget templates. And here you should see all the different options. So for example, why don't we do a large home template? Let's just make this a list so we can see the titles. I'm going to select a couple of those and open them. It's imported, click dismiss. And then within here, we should find some shaded items. Okay, there you go. So all we then need to do is assign these. So we go to manage, and you've got these Widgy slots. So I'm going to go to small 4. I'm going to select the one I want, which is the light grey. There you go. It's dropped in. We can then come back out. And then on this homepage, if I want to put my clock as well, I can click edit, add widget, search for Widgy, and go to the 4th, there it is, small 4, add the widget, and it's dropped in. So these are all created as templates by me to match the app. Very cool. So that's an option. If you wanted to build your own, there'd be another option. So what we could do, let's do another thing. Let's go into Widgy. And from here, what we're going to do, I want to create a new item. So we go to create. Let's click create new. I want to do a small one. And we're going to call this fitness ring mid gray, for example. Proceed. And then we're going to add a layer to here, and I want it to be an image. You then need to click to find the image, and you can pick your mode. So if I make it light mode and dark mode, this would also change with light and dark mode. So we're going to make it light mode, go to System and click Files. We go back out, and that is where you would use widgets. So I can do shaded or flat. I'm going to go for shaded. I'm going to go for mid-grey shaded as a background. That's a nice one. Let's go with that. You can then scale that up. So we can go like this. And then we can add a new layer. And why don't we have a circle chart and so on and so forth. And you can kind of play with Widgy. Now, I'm not going to go into a ton of information on using Widgy because that's an entirely separate setup, right? But click reorder. You know, for example, you've got a memory view, yeah? And they've got all these different things. It's probably not what you want, but you know, let's just go with that terrible looking icon. What I'm going to do is go back out, confirm it. It's a mess, right? But it's an example. We would then manage, add it to a slot, done, come out, and you'll be able to create using my existing images then essentially. So we can add the widget, Widgy, go find it. Let's make it really obvious because it's a color. There it is. Drop it in. It's going to look awful, but there you go. That is how you would add your own custom widgets to your setup. So I thoroughly recommend Widgy Widgets. This is not sponsored or linked to them. I just like it. And it's how we built all of our custom templates. And you can kind of set this to how you want it to be to your heart's content. Okay, there we go. That is how you add widgets with Widgy into this design. So what have you done? You've now got, I would hope, a designed homepage that you can use. You've got the different color options depending on what one you're using, and you can jump to the different modes, switching light and dark mode on the system and on the imagery between the phones. And there's a lot more you can do, right? So if we just jump to one other mode, maybe I want to make my personal mode slightly different. We could then jump to personal, edit it, choose my pages, and maybe I want to use the colorful icons within here. And maybe I want to change the background of this. If we go to settings, wallpapers, customize, I'm just going to make it white. Maybe I just want a nice clean look like that. So it's very quick, I think, once you play with it, how much you can change the way something looks really beautifully. And on that note, final thing to say to you is, if we go to Rams mode again, which is my obvious favorite, don't forget that if you want to change and edit here and click customize, you can go to large and kind of create that nice clean look. The benefit of large is it deletes that Widgy widget title. And I think that's probably the cleanest version you could possibly get on an iPhone. Let me know what you make of it in the comments. I'd also be super happy to hear from you guys in terms of what new styles and designs you'd love to see in icon packs. In the coming months, we'll be working on some more. Maybe it's time for something super bright, colourful? I don't know, let me know. Either way, check out the packs at bettercreating.com if you haven't, but if you want to go further than just a simple set of icons to make your life designed a little better, I recommend watching one of these videos next for the tools and ideas that really move the needle for me. It would be awesome if you hit my face to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.